Hello and new moon blessings, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this practice. My name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to guide you through a Yin Yoga class that you might like to do in honor of a new moon in Gemini. So we can learn a lot about the theme of the upcoming moon cycle when we take a look at the astrological signs that the moon is passing through. And so if you chose to practice this class today, I'm assuming you are near or under a new moon in Gemini. The moon is said to represent our subconscious, our emotions, our mind. And whenever we are thinking about a new moon, it is said that this is the time when new ideas are coming into our mind, new intentions, new information, and just in general, an overall sense of a fresh start coming into our awareness. Because this is the beginning of the moon cycle, things are not totally clear yet. This is a time whenever things are kind of murky, the same way that the moon cannot be seen, though it is there. Something is there, but we just can't quite feel it out yet. It's not quite tangible. But since things are kind of uncertain right now, that's why it's really nice to look at the astrological sign that the moon is passing through. So for today, we're looking at a new moon in Gemini. Gemini is all about honoring duality, being adaptable, open-minded. And Gemini is a very cerebral sign, so whenever the moon is passing through Gemini, we might feel a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more communicative. And this might lead to you wanting to express your needs, your desires, and to communicate those to another person, or to receive that communication from another person with grace and with compassion. With all of that said, you can use any of that as a little springboard for an intention perhaps today. But for our asana practice, we're going to be focusing on the upper body because Gemini rules the arms, the shoulders, and the lungs, the respiratory system. So we're going to focus a lot on this area of the body in our practice. I do have one block that we will use for one posture. If you do not have a block, then you can use like a few pillows, maybe a couple of books stacked on top of each other, or you can do this pose on your back. So I'll let you know whenever we get there. But let's go ahead and start in tadpole, or extended child's pose might be a more common name for it. So you're going to make your way around into your tabletop position, hands and knees. Widen your knees a comfortable distance apart, big toes touch, and then start to send your hips back towards your heels and reach your arms forward, melting your head and your heart to the mat. And let's start with taking several cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Soften your muscles, especially in your hips and your shoulders here. Let your head be heavy. Relax the muscles in your neck and between your shoulder blades. Notice the activity of your mind without getting attached to it, without needing it to be any different than how it is already. Notice how whatever you were noticing at the beginning of your practice has already shifted. It's already changed. And then throughout practice, you might notice patterns or a repetitive thought that keeps making its way around. And maybe that's something that you need to focus on this new moon. Maybe it's something in one of your relationships, something about your relationship to yourself. Or it might be possible that it's something that you need to let go of, or at the very least, just let it be. Take one more breath in and out. Next inhale, lift your head, look forward. Exhale, shift forward into your tabletop pose again, hands and knees. Feel the release through your hips, your shoulders. And then we'll move into melting heart pose, getting deeper into the chest and the shoulders here. So I'm going to walk myself closer to the back of the mat so that I have a little bit more room. Keep your hips right over your knees and then reach your arms straight forward. Bring your elbows, your forehead, and melt your heart down towards the mat. And so deepening the stretch into the shoulders now, really feeling the length through your ribs, the sides of your ribs, your armpit, chest. Relax your low belly. Relax your jaw as well. And then over time, you might like to explore bringing your lips or your chin to your mat. But if that causes any pain or pinching in your neck or your shoulders, then just come back to where we are right now, forehead to the mat. You never want to be feeling pain in a yoga pose, and you always want to be able to breathe deeply. One more breath in, and as you exhale, Lift your head, start to walk your hands and your knees in, coming back through your tabletop position just to notice the effect of that posture in your body. And then we'll set up for side opener over a block. So this is the pose that you're going to need your block for. For the variation of the pose with the block, or again, you can use a few pillows stacked on top of each other, you're going to bring the block right under your chest, and then you're going to lean onto your left hip. Stacking the legs on top of each other, bring the bolster right underneath your left side ribs. So it's not going to go into the fleshy part of your waist, and it's not going to go into your armpit. If it's there, it's really going to be more uncomfortable. This is already kind of an uncomfortable pose, but it's going to be even more uncomfortable, and you're not really going to be getting the benefit because the pressure of the block is giving a fascial release. So all of the fascia along your left side ribs is getting a lot of good pressure that is going to help release it over time. So if you do not have your block, just come onto your back and take banana pose with opening the left side body, so your feet and your head will go to the right side of your mat and you'll be in a big side body stretch. If you're using the block, you can start by resting the left side ribs onto that block, and then I like to bring my left hand underneath my head so that I can start to get used to this pressure a little bit. You can let your right arm rest alongside you. But then over time, as you start to feel your body open up, you can take that left arm up alongside your head, letting the head drop down onto the left bicep, and then maybe the right arm also reaches up. I like to hold my hands and then send breath awareness into your right side body. This is another pose where tension kind of migrates as we release the tension in the side body. You might notice yourself tensing your jaw or furrowing your brow. Really relax the muscles in your face. Take another breath in. Exhale, bring the right hand in front of you, press down, and slowly rise up away from the block. If you were in banana pose on your back, come back to center. And if you were on the block, Then we're just going to come back through table for just a moment and feel that release in your left side. Notice the difference between your left side and your right side. And then I'm going to turn and face the other way, just so I can stay facing you guys, but you can stay as you are on your mat, and you're just going to lean onto your right hip, setting up for the second side now, laying your right side ribs onto your block, making sure it's not too low or too high. Again, you can prop your head up with your hand for a moment here. And if you're on your back, you're going to transition to the next side, moving your head and your feet over towards the right so that you can open up your left side body. And as you feel yourself softening into the block, you can start to let your head be heavy along that right bicep. Left arm can go overhead as well. Breathe into your left side. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, release. Pressing your left hand into the mat, coming out of the side bend back into tabletop pose. And if you were on your back, then make your way also back around into table when you're ready. Move your block out of the way. I'm going to turn to face the front of my mat again. And then we're going to lower all the way down to the belly. Let's start with restorative crocodile. So you can just stack your hands or your forearms and rest your head down on that stack. And just taking a few breaths to let your body have a break, really, to recalibrate. And then bend your right knee out to the right when you're ready. Preparing for half frog with broken wing. Your right knee should be the height of your right hip, and your ankle and your knee should also be aligned to each other. And then we're going to thread the left arm underneath your chest and lower your chest onto your left arm. Start to notice if you automatically kind of roll over onto your left shoulder. I want you to try to keep your chest facing the ground as best as you can. And then I like to use my forearm as a support for my head, but you could also use your block again, or if you have a pillow nearby, you could put that underneath your forehead. And so we're looking for a big stretch along the outside of your left arm, the outside of your left shoulder, settling back into your breath. Take another breath in here and out. And then slide your right hand next to you. Press down to lift your chest and reach your left arm as far through as you can before you then roll towards your back for a reclined twist. And so your right leg can lift up a little bit if it needs to, so that you can get grounded through your right shoulder, reaching the right arm out beside you, and then you can keep crossing your right leg over to the left to intensify the twist if your body is open to that today. Bringing more awareness to the breath in the area of your ribs, across the collarbones, and notice what changes happen over time. the little ways that your body adapts, softens, and lets go. Every breath out helping this process of letting go. Take another breath in your twist. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll towards your belly again. Coming back through that restorative crocodile. Stacking your hands, resting your head down. Notice the way that the right side feels versus the left. And then prepare for half frog on the left side, bending your left knee out, hip height, and then lift your chest up and thread your right arm underneath your chest. I might have said left arm, I meant right arm. Underneath your chest, sending it over towards the left. And again, we're not rolling over just yet. You really want to make sure that your chest is facing the floor as best as it can. And then you can rest your forehead down onto the support of your arm, your hand, or even your block. And then softening, surrendering into gravity, and letting it help you create the sensation for this pose. Exhale, slide your left hand next to you, lift your chest, and then keep threading the right arm through so that you can then roll towards your back for your reclined twist on the side. Again, you can lift that left leg up a little bit so that you can let your left shoulder get grounded, and then let the left leg cross over your body, settling in here. Breathing into your ribs and your chest. One more breath in your twist. And then exhale, roll towards your back this time. And if you need to scoot yourself more onto your mat, you can. Just take a pause and constructive rest. Notice if there's any other movements or postures that would feel good to you before we take Shavasana today. And then when you feel complete with your practice, extending your legs and your arms, letting go of the weight of your body, allowing your breath to return to a natural rhythm. And you'll hear my voice when it's time to come back into this space. Enjoy your rest. Remaining just as you are, start to bring your awareness back to your breath again. When you feel ready, start to wake your body up with small, gentle movements. Anything that feels good, expanding the small movements into larger ones. Maybe eventually you take a big full body stretch, breathing in, breathing out, letting it all go. And then sliding your feet in. Pull your knees in, maybe rock a little bit side to side. And eventually let this land you onto whichever side you're most comfortable with. From there, making your way up to a comfortable seat. No hurry, no worries. Just making your way here in your own time. And then when you arrive, taking these last few breaths to acknowledge how you feel at the end of your practice, to reflect on the energy of Gemini in this new moon, adaptability, curiosity, communicating, landing on your intention for this new moon. Finally, connect to a sense of gratitude for this practice, for this time that you had on your mat, and for everything that fell into place so that you could be here, and for yourself for choosing to show up. With gratitude in our hearts, palms together in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra, closing with one chant of Om, take a big breath in. Exhale to chant Om. Thank you all so much for being here and sharing your practice with me. I hope this practice served you well. Please let me know how it went for you in the comments down below. Let me know what your intention is if you have one and if you feel like sharing. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. I release new classes every Sunday and sometimes an extra one in the middle of the week just because. So I hope that you can join me on the mat again very soon. And until then, namaste.